coming up this week, off screen.
The Dark Knight returns for the Lego Batman movie.
Denzel Washington mends fences.
Interstellar romance blossoms in the space between us.
Alice Lowe gets some Prevenge.
Billy Lynn takes a long halftime walk.
A trio of tales, Lovetrue.
And Soviet Russia brings about a bitter harvest.
All those to come and more, off screen.
This is Off Screen. Off Screen. Off Screen. Off Screen. With the latest film news and reviews, this is Off Screen, the on-screen radio show.
Ooh, welcome to Off Screen. I'm Van Connor.
I'm Kase Allen.
So, Mr. Allen, big week of films.
Quite a few.
One that we've not been able to review, and then one that we were physically not able to see.
We just weren't in the right place or the right time.
Not the right place, not the right time, and apparently 50 Shades Too Light. So, before we get to the other 7 films we've got to cover then, and
still a big week.
Yeah, still a big week, and the box office top 10, you've got to fill us in with some film news and kick us off this week.
Okay, let's talk about one of our favourite franchises, shall we?
Oh, is it the G.I. Joe series?
No, it's not, because no human on Earth has that as their favourite franchise.
Joke's on you. No, man, I can't claim it's one of my favourites. I really can't.
Not at all, but you can say that Sharknado is.
Sharknado is definitely one of my favourite movie franchises. What you got for me on the Sharknado front?
I have news that the 5th Sharknado film has been officially greenlit. Oh. We did sort of know this was coming anyway, because it's just...
Well, there was a mock...
Yeah, it's like £5 to make.
Well, there was a poster in a marketing show in the US a month or two back, and it was called Sharknado 5 Earth Zero.
Yes, yeah. And that is still the title for the film.
Excellent.
But now we've kind of got like a bit of a premise of what's going to be happening. The Sharknados are going global.
Excellent.
So we're seeing Sharknados in London, in Japan, in Bulgaria.
They are filming in the UK, aren't they?
Yeah.
UK and Australia, and wow.
I just love that the logline says, and even Bulgaria. So, like, oh my god.
Well, they did get Gerard Butler, so they got Gerard Butler in London, in Bulgaria. So
that's it.
Once you've done that, you've got to get every franchise after that. I mean,
of course,
you've peaked with
will we be having our annual Sharknado Sci-Fi Fest? Will we have that?
The new one always premieres on my birthday every year. It's so annoying. One year we are going to have that
Sharknado-shaped birthday gift.
Yeah, Sharknado party. We're having that for my birthday one of these years. Right, so let's do a quick review then. This is going to be the biggie of the week. Yes. This is without doubt the biggest movie of this week, possibly even this month, because Oscars schmoskers.
Possibly.
Let's talk about the Let's talk about the Lego Batman movie then.
Yeah, none more black.
Exactly. Or really, really dark grey. And you see, the fact that you laugh at that tells me that you're predisposed to like this, because you were a fan of the Lego movie, weren't you?
I was.
And this, of course, is the first of...
I have a soul, so yeah.
Yeah, you've got a soul, beating heart, the ability to cry. You're a fan. This is the first of what's going to be many, many Lego movies to come, because we've got Lego Ninjago.
Yes, not Ninjago, Ninjago.
Ninjago, I believe. Yeah. And then it's the Lego movie sequel. Then there's a Wacky Racers type one.
There is, yeah.
Yeah, and that one's going to be written by Jason Segel. And
that's the $1 billion brick race or something.
Like that. Billion brick race? Something like that.
Yeah.
So this is the first one. So the litmus test now is, does the Lego thing carry on? Can that quality level be sustained past just the Lego movie? So what they've done is they've taken the Batman character from the Lego movie, and we've now followed him as he's gone off back to his own Lego world of Gotham City and just living his regular life. And for all intents and purposes, this is just a Batman story that happens to be in Lego form. And never the twain shall meet. What you've got then is a Batman who can just effortlessly take out, armies of teamed up supervillains, so Catwoman, Penguin, Joker, etc. And having done that for what seems to be the 50th time, the Joker unleashes, we are each other's greatest enemies. Batman is very much in the position of, no, we're not, you mean nothing to me, and breaks the Joker's little heart. And so the Joker goes off to concoct another evil scheme. Batman, meanwhile, is facing another crisis entirely, namely that he's facing loneliness. He's facing loneliness, but at the same time, he's too terrified to be part of another family. Into this mix comes Barbara Gordon. Oh, I forgot to say Will Arnett is back as Batman from Lego.
Of course he is.
Yeah. Into this mix comes Barbara Gordon, who's Rosario Dawson, because ultimate geek casting right there. And then you've got Robin, Dick Grayson, played by Michael Cera, who's going to become Robin when he accidentally discovers the Batcave, because that's every conceivable version of Batman. And so the idea is, can he let his guard down? Can he let these two into his life? Can he be part of a family and stop the Joker's latest evil scheme? And it's a Lego movie, and a superhero wants to... Odds are you can probably guess the outcome, but who cares? Because it's so much fun. Here is the Joker and Batman facing off.
I got you.
Oh, yeah? Well, there's only one problem. Who's gonna defuse the bomb? It's gotta be one or the other, Batman. Save the city or catch your greatest enemy. You can't do both.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
You can't do both, I said.
No, I mean the other thing.
Save the city or catch your greatest enemy.
You think you're my greatest enemy?
Yes! You're obsessed with me.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are! Who else drives you to one-up them the way that I do?
Bane.
No, he doesn't.
Superman.
Superman's not a bad guy.
Then I'd say that I don't currently have a bad guy. I am fighting a few different people.
What?
I like to fight around.
So yeah, Zach Galifianakis is the Joker. I think we were trying to place that voice, I think.
No, I knew the voice, absolutely. The little clip, it sounded like the climactic scene of Batman Forever.
Oh, it does.
When he's supposed to choose between Robin or Nicole Kidman?
Bruce Wayne's girlfriend or the Dark Knight's junior partner.
Yes. On point, Jim Carrey.
I can quote every line from Batman Forever, and so can Chris Wilson.
Yeah, and that will be the film, the podcast extras this week.
That really will. Right, so this is one of those movies that has impressive appeal across different sort of audience dynamics, different demographics. So, on the one hand, you have the Lego movie crowd. And the Lego movie crowd includes children, it includes parents, it includes really, really charitable grandparents who are willing to put themselves through it.
Let's just say most people.
So most people.
Yeah. Batman's been around for a while.
That's it. And then you've got the Batman audience. And what they've done cleverly is, you've got a Lego movie sequel, you've also got the great Batman movie that you've always wanted to see. Here is a Batman movie that takes every conceivable portrayal you've ever seen of The Dark Knight, and it all counts. It all,
everything's canon.
It's continuity.
Yeah.
It's all part of the continuity. So the Adam West series is part of this. Wayne Island from like the 40s is part of this. Everything. The bat shark repellent is in there. There's even a sequence of still images that they chuck in as a little Easter egg, and in it are some comic book covers rendered for Lego that will just blow your mind. It is genuine. Its attention to detail is stunning. It is bitingly funny. However, it's also, and this is a double-edged sword here. So what you've got is a movie that has roughly 3 jokes a minute. Okay? That's a good ratio. Right. Yep. 2 of them miss. 1 hits. So you can still genuinely call it a laugh-a-minute film. And it really genuinely is a laugh-a-minute film. But what's not included in that are the 2 jokes that didn't quite work in there. And yeah, for instance, the movie begins with, when the Warner Brothers logo comes up?
Yeah.
Right. You literally, it opens with a black screen. It's darkness. Good movies start with a dark screen. And then it's the Warner Brothers logo. And then the Warner Brothers logo. And then it's the next one. Rat Pack. I don't know what they do. And then it's the next one. And here's an inspirational quote. And you think, okay. And it goes on just a little bit too long. It goes on kind of 2 steps further than it needs to. And there's a lot of that in the film. As a Batman movie, it's kind of brilliant because it explores something we've never seen before, which is the idea of quite a selfish, arrogant Batman. I like that idea. It's something that, strangely, they've never done in live action, and I really, really would like them to do it. Not quite the Judge Dredd Ben Affleck one. I like that idea. As a Lego movie, it works because it still quite clearly takes place within that world, and you can see this version popping off to go and help Chris Pratt and Elizabeth Banks. Chris McKay, who comes from Robot Chicken, that's his big claim to fame. He's directed this, and you can tell because the handling of the animated comedy really gels, and it gels in the way that it's quite clearly fallen under the eye of someone with a lot of experience doing adult-centric animated comedy. It very much works. The story's by Seth Grahame-Smith, I believe, and let's not dwell on his time in the DCEU, but because did he get sacked or fired from The Flash? But
Well, sacked and fired is essentially the same thing.
Did he get sacked or did he quit? Sorry, the Flash movie.
I think it was just a mutual parting of ways.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. But, so Seth Grahame-Smith's written the story for this. It works. It is a compelling, interesting story. It would have worked kind of, in a strange way, it would have worked live action as well. You could have done a pretty good spoof of this. Like the Lego movie, it embraces both spoofery and satire in equal measure, and it plays them quite well. There's a lot of nods and asides, little in-jokes that you can't help but think, how did Warner Brothers ever let you get away with this? Chief amongst them being a line from Batman saying, wow, a team of criminals teaming up to fight another criminal. That sounds like the stupidest idea ever. Hats off to them, because I kind of thought that sitting through Suicide Squad. But it really works. It's going to entertain the hell out of you. If you've ever been a fan of any incarnation of Batman, you're going to be weeping for joy over this because odds are it's getting name-checked. And if you're just a fan of the Lego movie, this is basically a sequel of sorts. It's more of a spin-off than a sequel, but it's more of the same. Everything is still awesome. That's the point.
It continues to be awesome.
It continues to be awesome. Awesomeness
Fantastic.
Is sustained. That's the important part. So,
shall we plug the podcast?
The podcast, yeah, of course. Because, say, we've got 7 films this week.
Yes.
We're not going to fit, I think we're going to fit 4 into the actual show.
No, we're going to talk about Billy Lynn's long half-time walk.
Exactly. We're not
Come on, Ang.
Yeah, we're not doing that we're not doing that in the radio edit. That's going
Because I feel
purely
like
for
Van
podcast
wants to
extra.
rant.
I will rant about that.
We're going to talk about Lovetrue.
Oh,
and,
yes, of course.
Bitter Harvest.
Do you know who produces Lovetrue?
Kevon Wallace.
Close. Shia LaBeouf.
Close enough.
Also a young African-American girl, Shia LaBeouf. Yes. A bit of Harvest, which is the Max Irons movie. So we'll put all those in the podcast extras. All you need to do, if you want the extended edition of this show, just go on to iTunes, Acast, Deezer, TuneIn, download the off-screen extended podcast edition. It's all in there. And you get the moment of Cage at the end, which is always fun. And Case lets his hair down. He literally takes his hair ties out, lets it all down. And,
I told you to tell no one about my hair ties.
Hey, I didn't mention the gingham dress, right? Anyway,
You just did.
competition plug. Let's talk competition.
Yeah,
this
because
week.
you just told me about a competition that we have.
We've got DVDs of Marauders to go. Remember Marauders?
I do.
This came out over Christmas. This was the Bruce Willis, Christopher Maloney, Dave Bautista, Adrian Grenier, Jonathan Skeech movie.
What a cast.
What a cast.
What a cast.
And this kind of got dumped out on Boxing Day.
It's a general who's who of who?
Yeah, who is this Bruce Willis chap? But so we've got DVDs of that to give away. Pop along to onscreenfilm.com, go in the competition section, take your chances, win some swag. That's always fun.
With the latest film news and reviews. This is Offscreen, the on-screen radio show.
And we're back. I don't know about you, Mr. Allen, but I'm in the mood for some sci-fi romance.
Cool.
You just give me that look like, please stop looking at me when saying sci-fi romance in that loving tone.
I feel like you've been writing some weird fan fiction between me and you.
I'm a Case fan shipper, that's what it is.
Well, there has to be one, doesn't there? A shipper.
Shipper
Yes.
is someone who writes fanfic about fictional characters having romances.
Do you reckon someone has, shipped us?
I don't know. I mean,
Oh my God.
it's entirely possible.
I would read that for, 5 minutes.
We're big in Norway. It's possible. You never know.
Yeah.
But,
cool.
You know who else is big in Norway?
Who?
Raw Uthorg. And we're back in the room.
Yes. First images of Miss Vikander as Lara Croft.
As Lara Croft, yes.
Yeah.
And awesome.
Yeah, she looks apart.
She looks
apart.
exactly like the rendered Lara Croft from the video game cover. Because I've not played that game. I've literally only seen the game box.
You never played Lara Croft ever?
No. I've played the old PC games.
Oh, but not the newest
not the
ones,
newfangled console.
She looks like that. She looks great. Yeah.
And Alicia Vikander as Lara Croft. It's just perfect casting.
And Walter Goggins as a bad guy because he is great bad guy.
You know what? If I can't have my dream of Denise Richards as Lara Croft, I'll take Miss Vikander.
You will never have Dr. Christmas as Lara Croft.
Dr. Christmas Jones, wasn't
Christmas
it? Not
Jones.
Christmas Jones.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the space between us then.
Yeah,
Which,
okay.
Does this come from a novel? Because it very much has a YA novel feeling to it.
It's kind of like The Fault in the Stars.
It kind of is, yes. The Fault in the Star. Well played, Mr. Allen. Well played.
I'll be honest, I've been thinking about it for 2 days.
Wow. Your teaching work is really going well.
Yeah, when the kids are just doing a project, I just sit there and just think of really terrible puns I can use on the show.
Fair play. Okay, so this stars Arza Butterfield and, oh my God, her name's got
Britt Robertson.
Britt Robertson. I was going to say Britt Marling. Right, and Britt Robertson, whose sole job now, it seems, is to turn up in sci-fi road trip movies. This seems to be
It's her bag, isn't it?
Like, don't know how this has happened, but this seems to be her entire gig
Was she
now.
in Tomorrowland?
She was
that
in Tomorrowland,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought so. She was good about it.
Right, this is actually an incredibly interesting story. So what you've got this sort of Richard Branson type, Elon Musk-esque tycoon who seems to be running NASA, but it's never really specified. And he's launching the first manned mission to Mars, where they've already built like a colony, like a big glass dome
so
shopping mall colony.
we've still got people up there. We've got people up there now.
Right, that's the idea. And he sends his team of astronauts, and you've got the lead astronaut is a young female astronaut who, about 2 months into the journey, discovers she's pregnant. Unbeknownst to her, 2 months later, she discovers she's pregnant. She had no idea before she left Earth, and now, faced with the prospect of abandoning the mission or pushing forward, they elect to push forward and also keep it relatively quiet. The baby is then born on the ship, but because the baby has been born in zero gravity and has developed as a fetus through zero gravity, the baby has an intolerance for basically the level of sustained gravity that Earth would have. So if the kid ever sets foot on Earth, his bones will be crushed instantly. He's dead. Yeah. Think Mr. Glass and Unbreakable. Because I think that's one of his alibi stories at one point. He actually claims to have the exact condition that Samuel L. Jackson does. Right. The mum dies in childbirth. The kid, it is then decided, will be raised on Mars in the colony and kept from the world. They do still give him internet access, though, which seems really, really odd. And
You're trying to keep someone
give them internet
secret, and then you're like, "Oh, hey kid, here's a Twitter account."
I mean, he's kind of a hacker. He's kind of a boy genius. Obviously, he grows up to be Arthur Butterfield. So 16, 17 years later, he's Arthur Butterfield, and he's kind of a boy. Maybe he's hacking through. I don't know. And he's like email pen pals with Britt Robertson's character. He then gets a trip back to Earth with his new sort of guardian/adoptive mother, who's played by Carla Gugino.
Because it's a film.
Yeah. And they come up with carbon rods that they can put through his bones and things like that. And exactly.
Very cool.
And he arrives on Earth, decides he's going to bust out and go and find his real father, teaming up with, can you guess who?
Britt Marling. No, wait, Britt Robertson.
Exactly. Here's a clip.
Tulsa? It's me. It's Gardner. Ow! What was that for?
Why did you ghost me like that?
Ghost?
Yeah, you completely threw me off. You didn't return any of my messages.
I told you I was taking a trip.
For 7 months, people have phones, you know. You can text, email.
Well, I couldn't contact you. It was a very specific type of travel.
Very specific type of travel? Who even talks like that?
Tulsa, can you slow down? This gravity is very heavy.
Oh, I'm sorry that this is heavy for you, but I really do not appreciate being blown off by the one person who I don't...
Tulsa, I would never ghost on you. Okay, I've actually gone through quite a lot to get here. The only person who what?
Who I don't hate.
I actually do think Britt Robertson has something of a young Julia Roberts quality about her. It's just a shame she only gets this one same role over and over.
I can see that, yeah. It's kind of like Jennifer Lawrence right at the very start of her career.
Exactly,
as well.
yeah, pretty much that.
Like a Winter's Bone, J-Law.
Exactly, yeah. Pre David O. Russell, J-Law. That's what it is. Every movie has to be directed by David O. Russell. Okay. Now, I did like this. Now, you can be very, very cynical about this and just dismiss it.
That's what I did when I saw the trailer and the poster.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it. You can, sit through the whole thing, dismiss it as, YA-centric waffle, or you can avoid seeing it and do it anyway. The point is, I sat there, I quite enjoyed it. Just for what it is, on its own good intentions, it actually does work. It's less about the romance angle than you'd expect, and more about the search for the would-be father figure. The performances in it are genuinely earnest. They're actually quite impressive for what the film is. The performances are actually slightly overstocked. They're overqualified. They're overamped for what this needs to be. And central to all this is Arthur Butterfield, obviously, who is still great. Arthur Butterfield.
I like him a lot.
Doesn't turn in a bad performance, does he? You forget about him between films, but he's pretty good.
I often get him confused with many other similarly aged child actors.
You mean those 4 actors who just go up for all the same parts?
Yeah,
all the
like
time?
they all went for Spider-Man at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah. So you think
he
he's
was?
Tom Holland?
He was. Yeah, exactly. But he was Hugo.
He was
Hugo.
Hugo and Ender. That's
Ender.
That's how I remember. Because
I
I like Ender's Game more than I like Hugo. So
was he in Miss Peregrine?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
There you go.
There
See,
we go.
now we're starting to tell them all apart.
But is he Nightcrawler?
No, that was Cody Smith McPhee.
See, I get him confused
That's the
as well.
other 17-year-old boy with the moppy
Yes.
hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Who isn't Tom Holland. That one.
So, the director...
Go on, who you got for me? Who's
of
directing this
film,
one?
a guy called Peter Chelsom.
That was it. I couldn't place him.
He's from Blackpool.
He's from Blackpool.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed Asa Butterfield in this. Britt Robertson is very likeable. I think she has got some chops, but she never gets to use them.
Is she more likeable than Britt Marley?
Well, that one's a judgment call. Very different actresses. Very, very different. One starred in Danny Boyle's Babylon, the other didn't. So,
Babylon.
I really enjoyed that. I know. It's never getting a second series. But anyway, and then you've got Gary Oldman as this sort of Richard Branson-like kind of figure, and I really like him in that part. Your man Benny Wong turns up.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. BD Wong does turn up, and he's
Dr.
still
Wu.
Yeah, he's still playing that BD Wong
He's
character.
been BD Wong.
Yeah, he's just being BD Wong.
I love BD Wong.
I'm pretty sure BD Wong just has a stock message he gets from his agent. Show up to this set, be BD Wong.
Yeah, we need a BD Wong type.
Exactly. So they just get BD Wong. Yeah, exactly. So that's really it. Who's starting to look increasingly like a younger Val Kilmer. It's odd, but
That is strange.
it is. Yeah.
His age and changed ethnicities.
Exactly, yeah. Hair length, weight, everything. Anyway, no, I did like it for what it is. It's very much in the vein of something like Earth to Echo or even something like Monster Trucks. It is your standard, protect the alien from the government, get him home, whatever kind of journey. You know the type. Does what it says on the tin. And I liked it. It was less about the romance than I thought it was going to be, which is a refreshing change of pace, to be honest. The romance is kind of incidental to it. And the story does kind of cave in on itself logic-wise, but it works. And yeah, it did. It sent me out of the screening room singing "Hold Back the River," if I'm honest. But
I'm out.
yeah,
I'm out.
I'm just gonna put that out there because it was either that or an Ed Sheeran song. They went with "Hold Back the River." But
shall we do the box office top 10?
yes,
Part 1.
Let's get part 1 of the top 10 done.
Number 10.
Jackie.
Really loved this. This is apparently a favourite for the best actress performance now. It's between her and Isabelle Huppert.
I feel like the love has kind of dipped off a little bit. Like, she was the early frontrunner, and then it was Isabelle Huppert.
Yeah.
And then Emma Stone won the SAG Award.
Very true.
So now
very
it's
true.
very much like a three-horse
We
race.
shall see. Emma Stone is going to get an Oscar at some point in her career. This much is guaranteed.
I'm better than Emma Stone right now.
Fair enough. I do like the performance, though. I think the performance is great. And I think in terms of getting under the skin of Jackie Kennedy, I don't think anyone really could have done it better than she has. It's a really interesting performance in a really interesting film that, if we're honest, is about planning a funeral. So, imagine making that interesting.
Number 9.
I knew you were going to play that. Gold!
Had to be done. I'm
I
sorry.
was about to sing it, and then you played it.
So Gold, which is not one of McConaughey's better works.
It's not part of a reconnaissance.
It's not part of the reconnaissance. It's not one of Stephen Gagan's better work because it lacks his sincerely analytical eye. It's got Edgar Ramirez basically sucking up screen time and oxygen for no reason. And you come away from it all thinking, yay, Mac got to put on a bald hat and a fat suit and, cool.
Ace.
Make of that what you... It's just not very interesting. And I wanted more given the calibre of the talent involved. And I'm excluding Edgar Ramirez from saying that because Edgar Ramirez should not be allowed to appear in films anymore until he grows a personality.
Number 8.
Resident Evil, the final chapter-ish.
Do
We'll
they
see.
promise?
Is it going to be final chapter? I don't know.
Is that contractually binding? If they bring out a Resident Evil 7, can we do them under the Trade Descriptions Act? But that's
False advertisement.
That's what I want to know. But let's not forget that we had the Final Destination once, and then they brought out Final Destination 5. So
The final, yeah.
yeah, exactly. But so technically you could have done them. But no, Resident Evil. What can I say? It's more of the same, but with an ending. If it's the series that you've always guiltily had a guilty pleasure thing for, or you've actually enjoyed it, you're gonna feel the same about this one. And it comes with an ending. If, like me, you kind of just tolerate it and enjoy every third or fourth entry in the series, you'll think, meh, at least it's over.
Number 7.
Hello? Who is it? Yeah, terrible franchise. Should have never been rebooted. Oh yeah, it's Rings. Did we actually review
No,
this?
we didn't.
We did not.
We didn't. They didn't fresh show it, and I wasn't paying money to go and see Rings.
So we've not seen it.
We've not seen it.
Then let's move on.
Let's move on.
Number 6.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Which I loved. You loved this, didn't you?
I did love. I really want to see it again. I want to see it again on a bigger screen.
Mel Gibson on fine form. Welcome back, Mel, and thank you for getting a great performance out of Vince Vaughn, Sam Worthington, and Luke Bracey. And you know what? Let's chuck Andrew Garfield on the pile as well, because he has put out some turkeys over the years, but not recently. He's been nailing it recently.
What turkeys has he put out?
What was that?
Apart from the amazing Spiderman.
Well, there was the Amazing Spiderman, yeah. Well, there was one I saw him in, I thought it was terrible. Pass.
He hits more than he misses, we'll say.
Okay.
I would say this is his best performance.
Oh yes, definitely. No, really enjoyed this. It was everything I needed to be and more. It was a gripping, solid war movie. It had a hokey story that it somehow managed to pull off. And you think, wow, okay. Bear in mind, we've seen what Mel Gibson can churn out on occasion. I don't think anyone is saying The Passion of the Christ was a particularly gripping story. No. But Apocalypse, on the other hand, was. So, and the Man Without a Face, that was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But, everyone always forgets that one. But so no, another win, Mel. You know what? You're 3 for 4. I'll give you that.
With the latest film news and reviews, this is Offscreen.
My wingman anytime.
And we're back, Top Gun style. So, do you want to give me some film news before we do Prevenge?
Yeah. So Jack is back.
Jackie's back.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh God.
I'm not talking about Jackie is back.
Okay, I misheard you as Jackie's back, but go
as
on.
the oft forgotten about 90s comedy starring David Hyde Pierce and some lady whose name I've forgotten. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Jack is back. Jack Nicholson, that is.
Yeah. This is going to be his first project in a decade?
Yeah, since How Do You Know? Which was...
Oh, wow, I never even saw that one.
I saw it years ago.
Yeah,
I didn't pay for it. I was working...
Was that 2008?
For a cinema at the time. No, it was 2010. Even so, he's been out of the game for a good 6-7 years.
Yeah, nearly a decade now.
Yeah, and he only works when he wants to work. Because
so what's bringing him back then?
A certain film called Tony Erdmann that we reviewed
last week.
7 days ago.
We gave it Film of the Week, actually, as well.
We did, yeah, and apparently he's a fan as well, because he saw the film, loved it, and was like, I want to be in this, I want to remake this. Heard there was going to be a remake, and got in touch with Adam McKay and Will Ferrell. We're going to be producers.
That's it, because this is going out through Gloria Sanchez Productions, which is the new offshoot of Gary Sanchez Productions, which is their production label.
I didn't know there was a new Sanchez in town.
Yeah, there's Gary Sanchez, which I think is the boys' one, and there's Gloria Sanchez, which is the girls' one, because Kristen Wiig is part of Gloria Sanchez.
There we go.
And Kristen Wiig is going to play the daughter.
Which is great.
This is great. This is like the Intouchable remake.
Yes.
Taking a great European comedy, giving it the full A-list once over.
And putting Kevin Hart in it.
And putting Kevin Hart in it, because that's going to be awesome.
That's what happens in a US remake nowadays.
I personally would have cast Tyrese, but that's my answer to everything.
Just put Tyrese in it. It'll be fun.
Well, Intouchable is Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston, isn't it?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Colin Firth, which, to be honest, I would have preferred.
Because that's an interesting diversion for him. It's something kind of new, actually.
Yeah. Whereas I feel like at some point you will see Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston in a film together, and I feel like Colin Firth, you wouldn't think him to be in that film.
It would have been interesting. I think there might be an age contingent. I think Cranston looks older than Colin Firth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's more traditionally older.
But nevertheless, I think this is pretty great.
It's pretty great. Tony Erdmann, by the way, it was our film of the week last week. Go and see this movie if you want a genuinely enchanting German 3-hour dramedy, which I appreciate is not something you may often have an inkling for. But if you ever have that particular itch, use this to scratch it. And yeah, I loved it. I can't wait to see this remake. I would have thought Ron Perlman would have made a great version.
Well, that's your answer for everything. Who's got the cable? Put Ron Perlman in.
Well, yeah, until Pierce Brosnan comes along. But
okay, so tell me about Prevenge, because I'm really excited about this.
You should be as well. This is really something. So this is the directorial debut of Alice Lowe.
Yes.
Who I didn't realise was also the writer of Sightseers, in which she also starred.
Love Sightseers.
Where's that? Ben Wheatley? Sightseers. That was Ben Wheatley. Yeah. Because I think that ranks as my favourite one of his films. I think it's that and High Rise.
What's the one before Sightseers?
Kill List?
Yeah.
Hated it.
I love Kill List.
Really?
I love it.
I'm gonna fight you. Anyway,
We'll reenact the ending.
we will. So this is Alice Lowe's now gone the full hog. She's written this and directed it, wrote the theme tune, sang the theme tune, and also stars. And this is the story of a young woman who's grieving the loss of her significant other, and also is pregnant with his child. Now, as she nears full term, she starts to hear voices which are coming from the growing child in her belly, which are basically inciting her to kill. Now, the question then becomes, who is she killing? Why is she killing them? And is there any chance of her stopping or even getting caught? Let's just have a clip.
I'm really sorry about your loss, and I know it's been very difficult for you. And at the end of the day, you've got this force of nature now inside you. Baby knows what to do. Baby will tell you what to do. It's just nature's way.
I think nature's a bit of an arse, though, don't you?
You're getting better at this.
I'm not in control. Don't want to know what's in there. I'm scared of her. I would swap her to half him back.
She can't hear you.
She can't. She's very articulate.
Right, you ever seen Psychoville?
I have.
Right, so Psychoville, Inside Number 9, those. Right, this is a movie. That's basically what this would not surprise you if it turned up as a storyline on one of those, Steve Pemberton, Reece Shearsmith kind of a series, and seeing it play out in its full-blooded life is really something. This is so off kilter. It is so well put together. It is gloriously gory, completely excessive, utterly bonkers, freaky, fun, fulfilling. It's a good time. And frankly, you wouldn't think that given the concept of it, which is kind of just weird.
Just a bit mental.
The baby I'm carrying is telling me to kill. But then, it all comes down to Alice Lowe, who's carrying this entire film on literally every front, it seems. And she's also surrounded herself with with a cast who are as game for proceedings as she is. So her lead performance, as you can hear in the clip, it's actually quite engaging. It's unusual. It's off kilter. It feels free flow at times. It feels almost effortless. And then you've got the supporting cast, which includes, for instance, Kevin Novak.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah. And Kate Dickie turns
Amazing.
up as well. Gemma Whelan from Game of Thrones turns up, and I couldn't place her for the first 10 seconds she was on screen. I was like, who is this chick? The voice seems familiar. And it's Greyjoy's sister, whose name I can never remember.
I've forgotten her name as well, actually.
Yeah. Really rate this. This is something, if you're a fan of this emerging sort of tongue-in-cheek level of British horror that's sort of coming up in the last couple of years, this is something you will definitely want to get on board with quickly. I can't recommend it highly enough. I just thought it was great. It had not so much shock value, but just a gleeful energy to it. And very comparable to something like Sightseers. But and say you were a fan of that, you're going to love this.
I absolutely love Sightseers.
You'll love this.
I cannot wait to see this.
It's a very good companion piece, something like Sightseers. I think she's kept that tone going. This goes a little bit more deranged, I think, but it does.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No one's complaining, If you're in for a penny, in for a pound, go for it.
That's it. Should we go straight to the top 10? Let's get that finished off.
Okay, let's finish the top 10.
Number 5.
Lion, which I have seen.
Have you seen now? Right, what did you think?
Pretty good, isn't it?
It's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. I love that you don't know, and I'm not going to say it here, but you don't know why the film is called Lion until right at the very end.
And it's not like it's a big plot point or anything. It's just one of those things. It's a cherry on top.
You completely forget about it.
Yeah, it's a cherry on top to the whole thing. You get to the end and they tell you why it's called, oh, right, okay, that's kind of nice, actually.
No, all in all, really, really liked it a lot. Really strong performances. I feel like it does kind of drag a little bit in the middle, just when he's been on Google Earth for 2 or 3 years, and you feel it, but then you get the payoff from that, and it's completely worth it.
I heard it referred to as Paddington Google Earth Edition.
Absolutely.
But did you see what I meant, though, when I said that you can be quite cynical about it? It's a film that you can rather cynically dismiss.
Absolutely. And I was really cynical before I saw it, because I feel for every single Oscar season, at least for the last 5 or 6 years, there's always one film.
I know what you
There's
mean.
always a Blind Side.
Yep.
There's always a Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. Just that extra film that gets the Best Picture nomination, and you're just it's because it's
that
a
Lance and George cheesy one.
Yeah. This isn't that film.
This isn't. My mum watched it. and evidently I wasn't there. She bawled her eyes out apparently, and has been talking it up to everyone she's encountered since.
It's really good. By and large, my favourite thing about it, though, at one point he goes to university to do a hotel management course.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, this is Dev Patel.
Of course.
The start of second best exotic Malaga hotel. So I'm seeing this as like a prequel.
Yeah, I think you totally could.
Shared universe.
Number 4.
Split,
which is apparently now getting a sequel. And
yeah, let's not talk about that here.
Yeah.
Because I know bits about it, but I've not seen it yet.
Apparently it's now getting a sequel. Right, I love the performances. I don't love the film. And I think that seems to be quite a common thing. If you actually ask people who've seen it, a common sentiment is actually it was all right. But I really like James McAvoy in it. Now, I actually like Anya Taylor-Joy as well.
It's a really good idea for the film, but the execution...
And that's the thing, his performance in it is really something. And you think, just hats off to you, sir.
Yeah.
But
I can't imagine Joaquin Phoenix doing that, because he was supposed to be the star at one point.
I can't either. Actually. I feel like James McAvoy brings an earthiness and sort of grounded sensibility to what otherwise could be quite a cartoonish kind of a character.
Yeah.
But really something to see for that performance. But don't go in expecting old school Shyamalan. You're getting new school Shyamalan, and
you're getting the Blumhouse treatment.
You're getting the Blumhouse, and new school, old school. School's out.
Number 3.
Well, it's that film, that musical that people like a lot.
People seem quite keen on it, don't they? Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't know, wacky world or
crazy town. La
La Land, which I really liked. You really liked.
Yeah.
Audiences seem to really like.
Yeah.
It has not moved in the top 10. In fact, the top 3 haven't moved.
The top 4 haven't moved.
The top 4. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. It's packing them in still. And
it's made a metric butt ton of money.
Yeah.
This must be my big piece on it for this week. Its soundtrack is the number 1 best-selling album this week.
Wow, really?
Yeah, how impressed was that?
That's really something.
That's very rare for a film soundtrack. The last time it happened was Les Mis.
I've noticed on my Spotify, there's that feed at the side of Spotify that tells you what your friends are listening to. A lot are listening to La La Land.
Yeah, a lot of people just daydream about Ryan Gosling.
Do you know what? Absolutely, who can blame them?
Number 2.
That's a noise that I make when I wake up, by the way. That's how I wake up in the morning.
Have you seen this one?
T2 Trainspotting. I've not. I'm hopefully going to be seeing it this weekend with Split and potentially Prevenge.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you make of Trainspotting, but...
yeah, my expectations are not sky high for it.
No, I would say go in...
I love the first one. All I want is to just see them again, for them to have not really changed that much. I expect that Ransom will have changed the most.
Very much so. He is just Ewan McGregor now, and make of that what you will. But I say it's Ewan Bremner's film. It's definitely evolutionary rather than actually being a kind of a worthy follow-up. Its success and failures happen to be one and the same, largely that it is quite a middle-age centric film as opposed to really harkening back to anything that's come before. And I didn't dislike it. I was interested in it. I wanted it to go, but it feels kind of aimless. And I know that is kind of the point of the whole middle age, but it's meant to feel aimless. But, whether it's meant to or not, aimless is not a good thing to sit through.
Number 1.
Sing.
I'm keeping you on your toes.
I know. I was waiting for Ed Sheeran, and he never came. So that's good.
Ah, well. So you've not seen Sing, have you?
No, I'm a grown man.
You're a grown man, no need to see Sing. But
no, I'm sure I will see it eventually because I want to hear Nick Kroll as a
German pig,
as a German spandex-clad pig.
Exactly. Yeah. I am fine. How are you?
Yeah, I've seen him as a 70-year-old New York man. Now I want to see him.
Oh, really? Really? Did you see Nick Kroll on Broadway, Case? Because you've never mentioned this.
I've never mentioned it.
You've never mentioned it. This is news to me. I mean, wow.
I will talk about that until I die. It's one of the best things I've seen.
I know you will. I like Sing. I like the the basics, the nuts and bolts checklist approach that it has to here's X Factor as an animated kids movie with talking animals. Why talking animals? Because money, that's why. And here's Reese Witherspoon, Matthew McConaughey, and Taron Egerton. Why? Because money. And
it's a good cast.
Yeah, here's a soundtrack of popular songs covered by the actors from the film. Why? C answers A, B, and C. See all of the above. And you come out of it and think, actually, you know what? It had enough charm to work. I can't possibly complain about that at the end.
with the latest film news and reviews. This is Offscreen, the on-screen radio show.
And we're back and dancing. So, do you want to give me some film news, Mr. Allen, before we start mending fences?
Yeah. So, do you know that film The Crow was supposed to be getting a reboot?
Is that the sequel to The Birds? Oh, no, that's The Birds 2 Land's End.
That is, yeah.
Yes.
That is a interconnected double bill that I need to do. Because I've got that thing, haven't I, where I'd like to watch films that have a really tenuous connection.
What's the one you've got? You've got, is it The Way?
The Way Back.
The Way Back.
No,
The Way Back, yeah. I quite like that one.
Yeah.
Matalan need to sell that box set.
Absolutely. Do you know those like really terrible ones you get for $5?
Yeah, I know the ones. They totally need to do that.
Okay, so was this a reboot of The Crow?
Yeah, this is... Jason Momoa is the Crow now, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And there's a really, really good up-and-coming director called Corin Hardy.
The Hallow.
Yes. He did The Hallow, and he is attached to do that. Never mind, scrap that. He's actually going to do something else.
What's he doing instead?
He's doing The Nun, which is a spin-off of The Conjuring.
The Conjuring one,
Or The Conjuring, as some
The
people
Conjuring.
have told me.
Fair enough. Actually, it's a spin-off of The Conjuring to the Enfield case, I believe, which is what we call it when you go to London. But
we need a picture of me next to it.
We really do. Yeah, we really do.
Yeah, for case. So yeah, he's going to be doing that. So I don't know. Again, I don't know where The Crow reboot stands.
Right. Does anybody actually care? Is there an audience out there desperate to see The Crow remade with Ronan from Stargate Atlantis?
I want to see that. I want to see Jason Somoza as that's what I call him.
Jason Somoza.
Jason Somoza. Because I accidentally called him Somoza once, and now it's kind of stuff. I want to see him as Eric Draven, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think just move on.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
And it seems like Corin Hardy has.
Yeah, I mean, I really loved his direction in The Hallow. It's a visually really amazing film.
Yeah.
But,
So it's a pretty good get for The Nun.
That is, I think he's hitched himself to a good wagon there. And I think...
Gonna hitch your wagon.
having him join the Conjuring brand, that's really something. I mean, I can't remember for the life of me who directed Annabelle, but
no, I can't.
No, but he actually is someone notable for that.
Has the sequel to Annabelle come out yet?
No, it is coming though.
It is coming.
Isn't there a teaser trailer?
Oh, probably. These things sort of merge into one.
I don't know. I barely had time for the first Annabelle.
Anyway, speaking of films, Fences.
Fences.
Which is the most blunt segue you'll ever hear.
So, speaking of film, Fences. So this is it the fourth film to be directed by Denzel, or the third?
I think it's the third.
Third or fourth?
He's done The Great Debaters and something else.
And the one I always forget.
Yeah, case in point, we both forgot.
Wasn't Glory, was it?
No, he's in Glory.
He's in Glory.
One Oscar for Glory.
Of course. Man, what was it?
I'll find it.
Okay, right. So latest from director Denzel Washington.
Oh, I've remembered. Is Antoine Fisher.
Yes, there we are. Thank you. So this is based on the play of the same name, which starred James Earl Jones originally, and is something I must see before I die. Yeah. But it's the story of it's a 3-act play structure, and it seems to take place it takes place in the late 50s, early 60s. It's a story of a boy, a teenage boy growing up, and his relationship with his. But I don't think I'd call him an abusive father. Kind of emotionally absent father, I would say.
Yeah, and he's strict but appropriate for the time.
Yes, very much. Played by Denzel Washington. There are shades of alcoholism in there. I wouldn't call him a full-blown alcoholic, but it is about this family dynamic and how it affects the lives of, the mother played by Viola Davis, the son played by the actor whose name I forget, which annoys me.
Stephen Henderson?
I think so. Might be Stephen Henderson. And the best friend as well. We have a clip of father and son facing off, and they've managed to market the whole film on this clip, and there's a good reason, because it is the film's great moment.
How come you ain't never liked me?
Like you? Who the hell said I got to like you? What law is there say I got to like you? Want to stand up in front of my face and ask a damn fool-ass question like that? Talking about liking somebody. Come here, boy, when I talk to you. Straighten up, damn it. I asked you a question. What law is there say I got to like you?
None.
All right, then. Don't you eat every day? Answer me when I talk to you. Don't you eat every day?
Yeah.
As long as you in my house, you put a sir on the end of it when you talk to me.
Yes, sir.
You eat every day.
Yes, sir.
Got a roof over your head.
Yes, sir.
Got clothes on your back.
Yes, sir.
Why you think that is?
Because of you.
Hell, I know it's because of me, but why do you think that is?
Because you like me.
Right, terrific performance in this from Denzel, and he's nominated for this, isn't he?
Yeah, so it's a two-way horse, really. Him and Kase Affleck.
Yeah, and to be fair, I can see why it's a two-horse race as well, because it is a really captivating performance. It is very charismatic, and it manages to make a completely unlikable character worryingly likable and worryingly watchable, and that is really terrifying given the dark-hearted nature of the... I mean, not dark-hearted is the wrong term. I know he's doing everything for a reason. Right, so, on the directorial front, Denzel, I really like this. I think he's done something quite impressive here, which is... It is visibly stage play-like. It very much has that. And I mean, the screenplay is adapted by its own writer, it's August Wilson. Yeah. What he's done is actually he's basically taken the chance to step back and say, right, the performances are why we're all here. This isn't a thing about story. This isn't about twist. This is all about relationships and characters. So everybody go nuts. And they do. And Stephen Henderson as the best friend, is it Bono? Is his name Bono? Yes. Stephen Henderson.
Sorry, I got confused. Stephen Henderson plays the best friend.
Yeah, absolutely terrific. I actually thought, watching him in this, how did he not come at least close to getting a Best Supporting Actor nomination?
Because really, the supporting actor's quite a...
It's a very strong category, isn't it?
One.
But Jovan Adepo as the son Cody, who you heard in the clip, facing off with his on-screen dad there, I really loved him in this. I thought there's a young David Oyelowo kind of a quality to him.
Yeah, they look kind of similar as well.
They have the same kind of presence, and that was really something I found very intriguing. Viola Davis, I didn't think got more than, I think, 2 big scenes to shine.
Yeah.
I mean, but they are worthy scenes. I did think Russell Hornby, I thought was kind of weirdly cast. I thought it was a bit too old for the part he was playing. I know that part of the story is that Denzel's had him when he was very young, when he was basically still a teenager, but he still looks too old for even that. Russell Hornby looks more or less the same age as Denzel Washington, who in this movie is, he's kept the grey in for this one. So, fair play. I did really like it though. I was intrigued. The fact that it's 2 hours 19, you don't really feel that, I don't think. If you look at it as a 3-act structure, it does work very well. It does keep you gripped. It does keep you interested. And that's, I mean, what more to say than that? I mean, you want to say anything on this?
Yeah, I liked it.
That's fine. That's fine. I liked it too. I was really blown away by this. I thought it was something genuinely impressive. So, film of the week then. Where do we go?
Let's go to Gotham.
Let's go to Gotham.
Yeah. Even though I've not seen it, I feel like you've given me enough info about it.
Educated guess?
To say that yes.
If I tell you that...
Don't tell me anymore.
No, but I will just tell you that your favourite Batsuit does come back.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone's sort of childhood favourite Batsuit does come back. Right, so, film of the week, Lego Batman movie. It was publicly previewing last weekend, I believe, on Saturday and Sunday. It's out Friday, the 10th this week. Definitely go and see it. I didn't get to see it in 3D, so I can't judge it on that, to be honest. Right, so, next week, we've got some unique properties to come. First of all, we've got Patriots Day, which is the team up, the re-team up, as it were, between Mark Wahlberg and Peter Berg.
Yeah. Will Marky Mark have a Boston accent?
Oh, I hope so. I hope he's got his Ted accent.
He's going to be his most Boston we've ever heard.
I really want him to have the Ted accent back. We've got Lost in France next week. We've got Love of My Life. We've got Hidden Figures. We've got The Founder, which is a movie I've been dying to see for years. We've got Multiple Maniacs, the long-forgotten John Waters film from the 70s, which I think they had shelved. We've got The Great Wall. Matt Damon Goes Chinese.
Is that next week already?
Next week. Oh, we will review 50 Shades Darker next week as well, because obviously it wasn't press show.
Yeah, let's treat ourselves.
Everyone's seeing it. All the critics are seeing it publicly on Friday morning.
And you're gonna pay to see it.
I'm gonna pay to see it. I know for a fact that Mark Kermode is in the 10:15 at the Baker Street branch of the Everyman Cinema. There you go.
So if you want to go chase down Mark Kermode,
this goes out 3 hours after he will have seen it, but never mind. And of course, we all know what everyone really cares about next week, don't we? Yeah.
What is it?
Something tactical. It's Mr. John Wick. He's back for a second chapter.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Same.
Edge of my seat.
Have you seen the honest trailer for John Wick?
I have.
The first.
And do you know what? I think they went a little easy on it.
Because it's great.
Because it's great.
Yeah.
I loved it, though. John Wick is one of my favourite movies of the last 5 years. Cannot wait for the sequel. I know it's going to let me down. I know there's a decent chance it can just be Taken 2 again, but I'm okay with it. Just as long as I enjoy it, that's fine.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
No more dog killing as well.
Yeah. Well,
you don't need to kill any more dogs.
No, they're not doing that this time, apparently. I know people who have seen it. So
do people get shot in the head? Because that's all I need to know.
Apparently, yeah, 1 or 2 people get shot.
That's good. That's good, Ben.
So yeah, we'll see how that turns out next week. In the meanwhile, this has been a Candy Store production for On Screen. I've been Van Connor.
I've been, as always, Kase Allen.
And we'll be back.
Just show me the way to get out of here, and I'll be on my way.
You've been listening to Off Screen. For more news and reviews, visit onscreenfilm.com.
Podcast extras then, Mr. Connor.
Always fun. So, do you want to get through this news then review? New review. Yeah, that works. That works. Okay, so go on, take it.
Review sandwich.
A review sandwich. You'll have smelly dog farts.
I've not really eaten today. I could do it. Club sandwich. Sorry, food tangent right there.
Fair enough. So, give me some film news and stars off. What we got?
Right. John Lithgow.
Yep.
Joins Pitch Perfect 3.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So he's just joined Daddy's Home 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was in negotiations, and I feel like he's an actor that rarely turns down a part. Not to say that, like, he's easy to get.
Wait a minute. No, different studios. I was going to say, wouldn't you have just had both meetings in the same building? But Daddy's Home was Paramount.
This is Universal, isn't it?
This is Universal,
This is Universal. And I know that because the music for, like, the opening credits for Universal is like it's an a cappella.
Yeah.
Ba, 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 ba. This is me singing a cappella.
I'd forgotten that Ruby Rose had joined Pitch Perfect 3, actually.
Oh, yeah, she joined a while ago.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that somehow.
Yeah.
But, I know they're not saying who John Lithgow's actually playing, but are we just going to go out on a limb and guess one of the parents?
Possibly. I really, really hope that he sings, because he's released an album.
He was a Broadway performer at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, way, way back, decades back.
There's an album of him, like, singing Broadway standards, which I kind of shamelessly love.
Fair enough.
He sings a song called You Gotta Have Pep, which I implore everyone to go find because it's hilarious.
Oh, I still to this day am a very big fan of Third Rock from the Sun.
As am I.
He had more than a few chances to sing and dance in that. Incidentally, I had a really bad hangover the other day, and I was watching Third Rock from the Sun, and you'll never guess who turned up as a guest star.
Who's that?
Playing a rebellious goth teen girl who's like, sending Joseph Gordon-Levitt down the wayward path. Linda Cardellini.
Really?
Yeah.
She was a pointless answer on Pointless the other day.
Have I ever told you my Pointless story?
Is this a story about Pointless or just a Pointless story?
A story about Pointless.
Go on.
Years ago, they asked, on like it was a celebrity edition of Pointless or whatever, they asked, actors from The Dark Knight, and someone said Bern Gorman. And
I watched that one.
And you got to hear the greatest sentence ever, which is, "That's right, Bern Gorman is pointless." Fair enough.
I can't remember who I said. I remember playing that one as well. I think I said Ken Watanabe.
Yeah, I ran into him outside the Crucible once.
He was pointless. Oh, really?
Yeah, but never mind. So,
let me find something else. Or do you want to give us a review? And
I'll give you a review. I'm dreading it.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, so let's preface this with this should have been an Oscar contender.
Well, yeah, should have.
It should have, because it's directed by Ang Lee. Yeah. Ang Lee has 4 movie Oscars.
He does.
It was Ang Lee pushing the envelope tech-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Really good cast, and Vin Diesel.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Well, I mean, I'm not going to point fingers specifically, but a screenwriter might have been nice, a decent screenwriter. Competent performances, they would have been really good.
Okay, so this is...
Any kind of visible directorial personality. That might have worked.
So before you go straight for the jugular, this is Billy Lynn's Long Half-Time Walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is shot. Okay, I'll get to the technical side of it in a minute. This is the story of Billy Lynn, who has been he's serving in Afghanistan. He has been captured on video, trying to save his dying commander. What have you just seen on your screen that's lit your face up?
Sorry.
Go on.
So the full trailer for the Lego Ninjago movie,
yes,
has just gone online.
Okay.
Well, went online earlier, and the first poster has just gone online with possibly the best tagline I've ever seen.
Oh, please tell me, what is it?
It is find your inner peace. But peace spelled like a piece of Lego. That is incredible.
Right.
Sorry, that's super
I did say it like a completely forgot.
Carry on.
Right, so he's been captured. He's been captured on film, and the video's gone viral. And it's him in an act of heroism trying to save his platoon commander, played by Vin Diesel. And is he Joe Alwyn? I think his name is. I think he's a first timer. He's a relatively unknown actor.
Yes.
And they return to stateside, and the whole squad are being referred to as the Bravos. They're going on what's effectively a PR tour, and the idea is they're going to come out the halftime show of whatever football game, and it's basically about him assessing his priorities, deciding does he want to go back to war, is there a life for him outside of the service. Bear in mind this kid's 20, and his sister, played by Kristen Stewart, is trying to convince him to leave on medical grounds, claim PTSD, etc. And in the meanwhile, he also meets a very attractive cheerleader who he falls in love with, because that's perfectly understandable. Here's a clip.
You doing okay?
We're there. We just try to get through the day in one piece.
I've been seeing this shrink. He used to work at the VA hospital, seeing a lot of soldiers.
Kat, I'm fine.
You're fine? How? There are a ton of ways you could get shipped home, or at least out of active duty. I mean, you're a decorated hero, Billy. You've done your part. There's no shame in it. I've done my research.
And I made a commitment.
To what? We both know exactly why you signed up.
Yeah, well, I'm going back, Kat.
Kristen Stewart and Joe Alwyn there, and it's just not a very good film at all.
That's a huge shame.
It really is. So, the technical side of this is in 3D, in 4K at 120 frames a second? 120 frames a second. So, it looks kind of like your living room HD TV amped up to 11.
Yeah. Which is how I felt when the first Hobbit film came out.
Exactly. When all the props looked like they were made of rubber, didn't they? Because of the weird effect. The performances are nothing to cry home about. Garrett Hedlund seems to be continuing his campaign to torch his own career. I don't know when he started this, but it seems to be his running thing now.
It was like post-Tron, I think.
Yeah, post-Tron. He just did... post On the Road, I would say. After On the Road.
I quite liked him in On the Road.
Yeah, I liked him in there. After that, though, he seems like he's now determined... I am going to make myself the new Emil Hirsch. And do you know what? He's really succeeding. Fair play to him. He's really succeeding on those rather limited grounds. Kristen Stewart actually is the best thing in this film. Which, I've not seen Personal Shopper yet, so I'm unaccustomed to saying Kristen Stewart's
I've heard pretty good things about Personal Shopper, actually.
I have as well. But yeah, she's the best thing in this film, but that doesn't mean she's got an awful lot to work with, because, again, she's got probably 3 scenes tops. Yeah. The whole thing... You're detached from looking at it because of the frame rate. You're detached from feeling it because of the awful writing. You're detached from getting emotionally involved because of the awful performances. And then to cap it all off, the guy behind the wheel just is half asleep. There's no visible Ang Lee personality in this, and that's a shame because it's Ang Lee. This is not some no-namer. This is not Stephen C. Miller. This is Ang Lee. Stephen C. Miller, the director of, what do you call it, Extraction? You remember the one?
Oh, get yourself to the burn unit. Extraction. Yeah. Just of all the people to
He also directed Marauders. And
if you went to a competition.
If you went to a competition, you can win Marauders. He's also directing Escape Plan 2 now. So...
Oh, yeah, cheeky bit of film news.
Yeah, cheeky bit of film news there.
Hey, you there. Did you want a sequel to Escape Plan 2? No, I don't think so.
No, you didn't. But, yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That movie had some great lines in it. I just remember Stallone's kill line being, boom. And then he killed John Reese in Person of Interest.
Yeah.
But no, just avoid... It plays like a Lifetime TV movie.
Do you think that is because of the frame rate?
No, because even I took at a point. I just thought I'm going to step back and I need to soak this in, ignore the visual side of it. Let's just focus on it for 10 minutes as a film in its own right, on its own merits. And no, it's hokey hogwash. In fact, it felt like someone had taken the dramatic scenes from Act of Valor and stitched them together and then expanded them to make a full-blown movie. It was like watching the end sequence from Lone Survivor played out as an entire movie.
Yeah. Where Peter Gabriel's version of Heroes is playing it, yeah.
Exactly that, yeah. And you're like, I know you want to do something like the dramatic side of Lone Survivor, like the return home, but really, you've not got the material
It's just not
here.
working.
And no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. Hated it. Really, well, no, didn't hate it because I couldn't muster the energy to hate it. I was bored by it.
Yeah.
I was bored by it. I mean, put it this way, how often can you genuinely say that Vin Diesel was the person with some of the most charisma in the film?
I don't know. Have you seen the Super Bowl TV spot for Fate and Furious?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, Vin Diesel has a lot of charisma in this movie. That's a low bar.
Not since Boiler Room, could you say?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's just the first Riddick movie, the Pitch Black.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah, God, takes it back.
Yeah. Anyway, have some news. Have some news on me, sir.
Go on, what you got for me?
Absolutely free, gratis news. So, David Fincher, right, this is just...
What's the Finch? What's the Finch got for him?
David Fincher. Right, okay, this is insane. He wants to direct the sequel to World War Z. Or
Okay.
World War Z, depending on where you live in the
I go
world.
with Z, to be honest.
World War Z.
Yeah.
I've always said World War Z. Apparently, he wants to direct that.
Okay.
And he was courted because him and Brad Pitt
yeah,
are BFFs.
Yeah,
They've got like little rings
like
that say,
20
I heart you.
years. I think 20 years they've been working together, isn't it?
Yeah. Done Seven, done Fight Club, did Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Exactly. They have a rapport. Their
They
films
have
are
form.
usually pretty good.
They usually are. And Benjamin Button is
Fight
fine.
Club
It's okay.
does not suck.
No, it does not.
Fight
I was
Club
talking to someone today that
Definitely does suck.
has never actually seen Fight Club.
Oh, wow.
And then he said, I'm going to go home and I'm going to go home, watch it. I will tell you about it tomorrow. And I said, you can't. You can't tell me about it.
You know, if
first rule.
I ever uncovered a genie in a bottle and I got 3 wishes,
Yeah.
well, after the unlimited bank balance and the improved penis size, my 3rd wish would be to see Fight Club for the first time again.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to, if it was some kind of like Men in Black erasing tool. Where I could
Just erase the time I saw Fight Club and let me see it again.
I don't know, like, I would watch Sixth Sense again. I'd click it and then see Sixth Sense again.
Yeah.
I'd do all the great twists in films.
You know what I'd love to see?
Rosebud.
Yeah. For me, weird one. Cinema experience I wish I could have back. The very first time I saw Independence Day in 1996.
See, I never saw that at the cinema, so I'd be up for that.
Or Twister in 1996.
Or do you know what I'd do? I'd erase the time when I saw the sequel to Independence Day. I saw Independence Day.
I would erase so many bad movies. Like, I would never have seen Synecdoche, New York.
Oh, well, you're wrong for that. And on that note, let's carry on talking about this.
So World War Z 2, go on.
Yeah, right, okay, so it is mad. David Fincher wants to direct it. Brad Pitt wants him to direct it. Paramount are apparently dragging their heels as to whether they want to.
There is a question. Is there a demand for, now for a World War Z sequel?
I will answer your question with a question, sir.
Go on.
Is there a demand for a David Fincher directed zombie film? Yes.
Yes, there is.
Because people are always just championing a bit for him to do anything. He's now one of these filmmakers where people will go see whatever he's putting out. He's that level of auteur now.
The funny thing with World War Z is, for all the production troubles that it had, it turned out way better than anyone expected. I actually think it's a pretty damn good movie.
It's all right. I enjoyed it. And it made bank.
It's actually the most financially successful movie Brad Pitt has ever been in.
Yeah, it made just shy of 600 million worldwide, which...
You wouldn't think it.
Yeah, for the budget it was on, that's pretty good.
It is surprising, actually, when you look at some of these A-list stars, how low their movies actually earn. Like, George Clooney movies don't earn an awful lot.
No, they don't. They earn acclaim.
Yeah, they earn acclaim. His movies don't actually earn that much money, and I think Brad Pitt is along similar lines.
Yeah, but it's that kind of like, he's one of the last remaining megastars that we have. Yeah, he's what Johnny Depp was 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think...
10 years ago.
I think Brad Pitt needs to do World War Z 2, do a third, get it out of his system, stop being a movie star at that point, and then just go and become the new Redford.
That's what we're saying. He needs to direct. He's producing. He's got his Oscar for 12 Years a Slave. Yeah. He's producing. Fine. Plan B. We love it.
No, exactly.
It's
so,
fantastic.
You know what, Brad? Fill out the last remaining years of hunk appeal with this franchise, and then go and be the Redford.
But I feel like we're missing the point about a studio. Yeah, about a studio not wanting to have a David Fincher zombie film, and he wants to do it. Not just because of, his BFF, but because the writer is a guy called Dennis Kelly, who did Utopia. Now, this is where the plot thickens.
Okay, go on.
Because David Fincher, once upon a time, was supposed to be doing a remake for HBO of Utopia.
Okay.
And that would have been incredible.
I do remember that.
But HBO got worried about the budgets. And David Fincher was also supposed to be making another show for HBO, and that also got pulled because of the budget.
Is this when because he had a bit of a television itch for a while, is this when he went over and did House of Cards? Around the same time?
Yeah, around the same time, pre-Gone Girl. It was like just before they started work on Gone Girl.
God, really. I love Gone Girl.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? But off the back of Gone Girl now, not that he ever kind of went away, but like, his popularity is as big as it's ever been.
Yeah, I mean, I always loved Fincher.
And he likes to take left turns, and this would be a really big, exciting left turn for
You know what's an underrated David Fincher movie?
The Game.
It is The Game. Yeah, I love The Game.
It's like I can see into your head. It's like I'm Sean Penn.
Well, that we've named every other movie he's done except for Alien 3. So, Panic Room.
Yeah, I was going to say, I could have said Panic Room, but no one ever says Panic Room.
I could watch Panic Room again.
I don't mind it. It's all right.
Yeah, it's one of those I can watch every 5 years.
I like a bit of Jodie Foster.
I
like saying Jodie Foster like she says it.
I like that weird Andrew Kevin Walker cameo that's in it.
Yeah. It's Jared Leto in that as well.
Yeah, Jared Leto.
Cornrows.
Jared Leto with cornrows. Forrest Whitaker, who I think is Townhouse Whitaker in that one. And there's another guy, I forget.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen it.
I think it's got to be, 10 years, I think, since I saw it.
It's good, anyway.
But I really enjoyed it.
But yeah, there is my David Fincher news. I want him to make it. You obviously seem not as fussed as me.
No, I'm very fussed.
Silly.
I'm very fussed, but it's...
I don't think it's going to happen, but I feel like...
I don't think it's
going to happen because of the studio, which... What the
Exactly. Fair enough. So, in the meanwhile, let me do Lovetrue real quick, which is this produced by Shia LaBeouf. And these are going to be very quick reviews, these next two, because we don't have clips.
Because you've just said Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, but also, we don't have clips anyway, so it's not like we can make them sufficiently entertaining.
No.
This purports to be a trio of poetic... I said pathetic then. Poetic love stories. That's the idea. And there's not really a connection between them. What you've got is, you've got the story of an African-American family with the father who possibly has another family. You've got the story of a young surfer guy who has just discovered that his son is actually not his son and has actually been born of his ex-girlfriend cheating on him with one of his friends. And then you've got another story which is about a young girl with self-esteem issues who's become a stripper who's trying to have her first proper relationship. And there is no connection between these things, and I don't know why this exists, but it does. It is kind of weird. It's designed to look like a documentary, but I don't think it is because it actually has actors in it. And
okay, so like a mockumentary,
like a mockumentary in a sense, but a really unwieldy art house attempt at one. It's it's got like Shia LaBeouf producing. It's only 82 minutes, so it's kind of disposable. It doesn't particularly, insist upon itself. But Alma Harrell is the director on this one, and she brought us... Remember Bombay Beach?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it was about 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Alma Harrell anyway, and it's one of those that you just look at and you just think, there is no audience alive that is going to genuinely claim to enjoy this, because it's not something you can enjoy. It's kind of something you take in.
You just endure.
Yeah, I personally would have ditched the first two storylines and just made the movie about the teenage girl stripper, because actually that was kind of interesting. The way that her life, the way that she depicted her life, and the story of this relationship, and the idea of a young man having to sort of make peace with himself and his girlfriend's job, that was intriguing. There was a genuinely interesting story there. And I thought, okay, the other stories really have nothing to them. So you spend most of your time with the stripper storyline anyway. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, I came away and just thought, what? I feel like I've just watched like 1 3/4 of a movie, where there was a movie and then there was just little bits of 2 other movies.
Stuff.
And yeah, it's a very, very strange time. The fact that Shia LaBeouf produced it makes a whole heap of sense when you see the finished film.
You're just like...
You're like, yeah, of course you did. Of course you did, Shia.
We're forced to wear like a paper bag upon entry.
Like, you feel like you should go in and they just hand you cocktail onions or something ridiculously pretentious like
there
that.
wasn't actually a cinema screen. Someone just painted the film.
Hey, it's line drawings. Line drawings is what it is. Yeah, it's totally it.
Yeah.
But oh god, it was. Yeah. So On the World War Z on the World War Z news.
Jason Mewes.
Exactly. Didn't they? So they've cancelled Friday the 13th as well.
Yeah, so this was all within the same statement. So both Friday the 13th and World War Z2, whatever it's going to be bloody called.
2Z.
2Z2 Serious.
2Z, 2 Worldy. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah. They
two
were both...
World, 2... sorry, hang on. 2 World, 2 War, 2Z. There we are.
We got them, yeah.
There we are. Okay, we got it.
What a stretch.
That took a minute, I'm sorry.
It did, absolutely. So they were both pulled from Paramount's release schedule.
Yeah.
World War Z2 was supposed to be coming out this June, I think. So it was like, come on, that's not going to happen. Unless you'd like pulled a Cloverfield and you already had it shot.
Yeah.
And Friday the 13th, the reboot, they were like touting it as being a big new thing. That's been completely shelved. So that just ain't going to happen.
Begs the question why that one, doesn't it? Because Friday the 13th...
Well, why it was shelved or why it was happening in the first place?
Well, I mean, no, I know why it was happening, and that's why I can't believe why it was shelved, because Friday the 13th movies you can make for next to nothing, and you do effectively print your own money.
Yeah, because it's brand recognition.
Yeah.
People know.
It is, it's brand recognition.
You just need a lake. Really, don't you?
I mean, did you see the last remake of Friday the 13th?
I did.
Hang on, which one from Supernatural was the lead in that? It was
Dean from Gilmore Girls, so he's Sam from Supernatural.
There we are. So Jared Padalecki. And
yes.
Caitlin Snow.
Yes.
Caitlin Snow from The Flash. And that was the one with Jason the Angry Pot Farmer.
Yeah.
Which is just the weirdest thing.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It was also the one that had all these weird little racial moments in it that no one seemed to pick up on, which I thought was just terrifying. But if you watch the movie with any kind of genuine eye for it, and you could be horrified. But you would have been printing your own money. I can't believe they're not going ahead with that. I know what has also been delayed, by the way.
Go on.
Bad Boys 3. It's been pushed back. Is it something like 9 months to a year?
Does that mean that we're going to see Will Smith as Dumbo?
Yeah. Will Smith will be in Dumbo. Bad Boys 3 has been pushed back. The release date for Bad Boys 4 has been scrapped entirely. And
Martin Lawrence has just sat on a porch somewhere, just being like, come on, man.
I guarantee you, Martin Lawrence reached for the Jack Daniels the minute he heard that news. He's like,
he reached for the phone saying, Netflix, can I have another special? I'm funny. I'm a stand-up again.
The only movie anyone knows me in anymore.
Apart from Big Mama's House.
Does that have an audience, the Big Mama series? Like, is there an audience out there that's desperate for that?
Not since Tyler Perry started making films.
Yeah, good point, because that is kind of encroaching on TPs.
Medea has done that. Right. Okay, so Liam Neeson is going back to being Liam Neeson again.
Okay, what's he doing now?
He's signed up for a film with the most Liam Neeson-y title I've ever heard.
Blood Fist.
No. Hard Powder.
Okay, totally, yeah, that's about right.
Listen to this for a logline for a film.
Go on, what do you got for me?
Right. Hard Powder sees Neeson playing Nels, an upright snowplow driver in a glitzy Colorado ski town, whose life is turned upside down when his son is murdered by a powerful local drug kingpin. He then seeks to dismantle the cartel, but his vengeful crusade sparks a turf war between a Viking gangster and a Native American mafia boss.
What?
Take my money.
Yeah, have my money. I want to see that. That's amazing.
First of all, let's just dissect that for a minute. Viking gangster.
Yeah, Viking.
Amazing.
What the hell is a Viking gangster?
And then secondly, a Native American mafia boss.
I'm in.
I mean...
Yeah, I'm totally in.
I feel like the second one I can get more on board with because casinos, you feel like there's some money laundering going on there. Viking gangster, awesome.
Viking gangster.
I
hope Travis Fimmel's gotten the call for this one.
Tormund Giantsbane from Game of Thrones.
No way. Really?
I don't know if he's been approached. Oh. But that's who you get. Come on, that's who you get.
That could absolutely
That's who you
work.
get for that film.
Oh, wow, that is deranged.
Yeah, apparently it's a remake of a Norwegian film called In Order of Disappearance with Stellan.
Stellan, I know the one. I know the one.
I've not seen it. It's been on my list, on my Netflix list.
I reviewed In Order of Disappearance like 6 years ago. 5-6 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that plot at all. Did they skip out on the Viking gangster and the...
Maybe if you saw it, we were like, this needs more Viking gangster.
Needs more dog. Yeah, needs more Viking gangsters. and Native American mafia bosses.
Boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, wow.
I need it. I need it now.
That's deranged.
Yes, please.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like as bonkers an idea as that Belko experiment thing from James Gunn.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah. Dr. Cox and Office Massacre. I'm there.
It's like
sign me up.
It's basically Battle Royale and The Office, isn't it?
Yeah, Battle Royale in the Office with the Fitz from Scandal and Dr. Cox. I'm in.
And Yondu.
And Yondu. Yeah, I'm totally in.
And David Desmolchin. Because I just love saying his name.
And guy from the Newsroom and Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah. Did you say Fitz from Scandal?
Yeah.
Did you ever say that? Yeah.
Fitz from Scandal.
Fitz from Scandal.
Oh, yeah, go.
And John Gallagher Jr.
John Gallagher. There we are. John Gallagher Jr.
Really
Couldn't remember
cast.
for the life of me.
The guy from Newsroom. Yeah.
Guy from the Newsroom. Yeah. Oh, man, I need to stop rewatching the Newsroom because about every 3 months
I need to start watching. I still haven't seen it.
About every 3 months, I feel the need to rewatch the Newsroom, and I do because it's only like.
It's 3 seasons, isn't it?
3 seasons. It's about 18 episodes long.
Yeah,
but
it's good if you need your fix of Sorkin.
It is. It's very good for that, and that central Jeff Daniels performance is amazeballs.
Yeah, I need to get on it. I just need more Sorkin in my life.
Just watch the Newsroom. It's Sorkin at his prime. It's the best and worst of Sorkin all in one package. And you're going to come back at me with the West Wing, but you know
because
what?
the West Wing. Is that
no, hang on. This is.
In fact, no. A Few Good Men is prime Sorkin.
Smaller, more condensed Sorkin. It's all packed into a final point
Are you saying
of the spear.
that Newsroom is better than West Wing? Because if so, I will fight you.
I'm gonna abstain from this conversation and just
possibly wise
and point out that I very much love A Few Good Men.
As do I. And the American president.
Hey,
actually, no, I'll say that. I do not love the current American president. I love Michael Douglas being the American president.
You got permission from Aunt Ginny? I love that movie so much.
Awesome.
Oh, man, Kathy, he was the man.
Yeah.
All right, so let's final review then.
Bitter Harvest. It also sounds like a film starring Liam Neeson. Almost.
Does a bit,
does it not?
He was a farmer. One day, his farm accidentally burnt down. He went after the culprits.
Yeah, and it's a remake of Force Majeure.
It's a remake of Take Shelter with gunshots.
That's what it needs.
That just sounds awesome, doesn't it, when you put it like that?
Absolutely.
So, Bitter Harvest. This stars... Do you know Max Irons at all?
Yeah. Son of Jeremiah.
Son of Jeremiah. So
Yeah.
this is This is directed by George Mendeluk, whose work I'm not overly familiar with, I must admit. Bavarian director for Lonesome. Oh, Lonesome Dove. Okay. Right. Don't know the director. I know the film, though, and it is... it's this weird sort of... Remember how... what was that McConaughey film? Free State of Jones? Right, you remember how that was kind of like Prince of Thieves?
For slavery, yeah.
Yeah, Prince of Thieves for slavery. This is Prince of Thieves for Soviet-occupied Ukraine. If you could,
that's what I wanted.
Yeah, if you can imagine that, that's basically what it is. The only problem is, rather than try and set out its own tone, it's trying to play that idea straight. And as a result, what you get is something that kind of feels like Testament of Youth meets Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Those two things do not work together.
No.
Max Irons is not a convincing enough actor to actually pull this off, and the weirdly high-profile supporting cast that's in it don't help matters very much. So you've got, for instance, Terence Stamp, different guy entirely. Terence Stamp turns up in what's effectively a non-part. Barry Pepper, you know the guy who isn't Alex Winter, the guy who isn't Alex Winter, he turns up, for instance. Richard Brake, you remember him? He killed Batman's dad.
He did.
And then, weirdly, in the middle of all this, an actor that you never really need to see again, Tamer Hassan.
Who's that guy?
Tamer Hassan is this guy on my phone right there. You notice he's been in every bad direct-to-DVD movie you've seen in the last 3 years.
Yep.
And including one of the Wrong Turn series, which I think might have been the third one. Can't remember offhand. Right. The film doesn't work. The film, frankly, isn't that interesting, and you do kind of come away from it thinking, I feel like Free State of Jones was a better attempt to redo Prince of Thieves. Thank you very much. And I am including its weird flash-forward sequences in that as I say it. But
do you think we need a remake for the new generation of Prince of Thieves?
Yeah, but we're getting that with Taron Egerton, and it's going to do for bows and arrows what John Wick did for guns. Yes.
What a crazy statement.
Yeah, bullets were so unfashionable before John Wick, you know.
They were.
Like, nobody had guns before John Wick. Yeah. I mean, Paris, did you...
They made guns cool.
Yeah, I mean, you never saw a gun before John Wick.
I know what a gun is, because I live in the UK, not the US.
Now it's just guns on every street corner.
Trump's America, isn't it?
Trump's America. Oh, man, I can't wait for John Wick.
You don't have long to wait.
It's the longest. It's gonna be like the longest 4 days of my life waiting to see John Wick Chapter 2.
Yeah,
and I think it's Monday afternoon for me.
Yeah,
but can't wait.
Okay, let's wrap up with a little bit of news.
A little bit. Okay, what you got for a little bit?
I mean, frankly, Van, I want to go and have a coffee.
Fair enough. I'm on board. I want pizza. Yeah,
let's get coffee and czars.
Yeah, it's Wednesday, and I'll be having pizza for the third time this week. So,
have you had it on Monday and Tuesday?
Yeah. I also had. I went to a place.
Oh my god, you're like a turtle.
Like exactly, yeah. Except I don't look hideous and unappealing to children, which the Michael Bay ones do.
Have more pizzas.
Yeah, I went to a really lovely place in Soho last night, New York Fold. Yeah, awesome. Just, next time you're there, try it. Honestly,
next time I'm there, drag me to London, and then that'll be the next time I go to London.
Next time you're in London, go to what do you call it, Charing Cross Road.
The next time you're in London, treat yourself by getting the first train out of London.
I don't understand your anti-London thing. I love London, man. Anyway, news me.
I will unnews you.
News me, news monkey. News.
Dance, monkey, dance. Our boy, Denis Villeneuve.
Oh, yes.
Yes. He is going to be remaking Dune.
This was rumoured, and now it's official.
It's official, so I just thought we'd like to clarify and just say that is a go-go.
He does like sci-fi, doesn't he?
This will be his third sci-fi in a row.
Yeah.
Not? After Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, so we've got rival Blade Runner Dune.
Yeah.
Wow.
I need to watch Arrival again.
I watched it again recently. That's something in this day and age, to find a director who doesn't mind overcommitting to sci-fi.
Yeah, and also doing 2 remakes / reboots.
Yeah, that's really something. I mean,
of like that stature as well.
Well, I feel like Dune is such a highbrow and sort of immersive property that giving it to someone like Denis Villeneuve might be the only way you can pull that off, other than getting Christopher Nolan to do it.
Well,
and let's be honest, Denis might be the better choice out of those two, but
I feel like he's been ramped up to sort of be the heir to the Nolan throne a little bit.
I feel like that, yeah. Although it's weird because
like
Nolan hasn't got the throne yet. But
I don't know. I think he's made his own throne, but it's a throne that's like in midair and it spins around.
He made a throne, but it's made only of real original oak.
No CGI oak.
No CGI.
It's not the Michael Bay throne.
The Michael Bay throne, which has flame jets on the side.
Did you see that video that Michael Bay made where it's him receiving an Oscar? But it's like a green screen CGI Oscar.
No.
It's amazing. It's The Rock aside, it's the best thing that Michael Bay has ever done.
Oh, no. I disagree. Have you ever seen his broadband advert?
I don't think I have. Actually.
Right, Michael Bay, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. I think it was around the time of Transformers 2, actually, did an advert for the Super Bowl for one of the broadband, it might have been Verizon or Fios or someone, and his point, he talked to camera, he walked into the living room of his fancy Hollywood mansion and said, "Hi, I'm Michael Bay, and I like things to be awesome," and then blew up the house behind him, and he just kept walking through this advert, blowing things up with really exaggerated CGI explosions.
I need to watch that immediately.
You do, yeah. It's genuinely terrific. And it's the only time I've ever known Michael Bay to be self-aware. So, yeah, fair play to him.
A couple of awards were given out. I'll just talk about a couple of the guilds.
Okay.
These are like usually your Oscar precursors. So this person wins one, they're going to get an Oscar.
Didn't Mahershala Ali get one?
Yeah, so he won the SAG Award for Best Supporting. Viola Davis won for Best Supporting Actress. Emma Stone won for Best Actress. And rather controversially, Denzel won for Best Actor.
For Hidden Fences?
For Hidden Fences.
For Hidden Fences.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, so this has made it more interesting because it's not just a cut and shirt, Kase Affleck's going to win.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about that. So Kase Affleck has been winning pretty much everything else other than this. Denzel's not been nominated for a BAFTA as well.
Oh.
In fact, Denzel Washington has never been nominated for a BAFTA.
That is shocking.
In his entire career. This is a man that's won 2 Oscars.
That is weird, isn't it?
It's bizarre, isn't it? So it's like BAFTA just have something against Denzel. Why are you hating on Denzel, BAFTA?
Why are you hating on DZ, man?
DZ.
I ain't on DZ.
DZW. Exactly.
DZW, man.
Yeah. But, apparently, well, have you heard the stuff about Kase Affleck? And there was a court case a couple of years ago, a domestic abuse kind of thing.
No, I didn't know anything about it.
Right. So, wind of that has gotten to the people contributed to the SAG Awards, which is just based just about.
So the idea is
this has kind of ruined him.
There's precedent for this, and it was Russell Crowe years ago when it was a given he was going to win. It was the year that Training Day actually won awards. It was that year.
Denzel.
Yeah, it went up against Beautiful Mind, and it was a given that Beautiful Mind was going to sweep those awards.
Yeah, and he won Oscar for picture, supporting actress, and for director.
Yeah, and the whole thing was because that's when he shove the newspaper editor against the bathroom wall or something. Yeah. But that's apparently what spiraled that out.
Yeah. So because previous actions, the Casey Affleck thing that was thrown out of court. Apparently, it didn't happen, but just. The sheer smell of it being around.
Fair enough.
Just a bit older.
Do you think Denzel, in his house, when he's got that little shelf, that little floating shelf he no doubt has with his 2 Oscars on, do you think when he's guiding people...
Next to a picture of Barack Obama.
Yeah. Do you think when he's giving people the tour around his house, says, and this is my first Oscar, and this is my Russell Crowe Oscar? Do you think he calls it?
This is my virtuosity Oscar.
I forget they worked together, didn't they? On... Virtuosity, which is so brilliantly terrible,
isn't it?
It really is.
I listened to a podcast called How Did This Get Made, where they basically discuss terrible films. I cannot wait until they do an episode about that film.
Oh, good God. Virtuosity. It was just, that was something, wasn't it?
It's basically Future Cops, is what it is. But
ahead of The Founder next week, can I briefly tell you about my fascination with Ray Kroc?
Yes, please.
So back in 2004, when Super Size You was out, I don't know how I somehow got a hold of. It might have been the book The Founder is based on, but I got a hold of a book about the history of McDonald's, and I was fascinated by it. It was a really well written book. I can't remember the title or who wrote it, but I remember I picked my sister up from school one day, and she asked, "Can you stop by McDonald's on the way home?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." We stop in, and I didn't know at this point that they had stopped doing the supersized meals because of Supersize Me, and that they had brought in salads. And I was in a really, really bad mood that day, and you know me. I like
because it was the day of the week ending in Y.
Yeah, I like to run my mouth. And
really, hey man, tell me about Billy Lynn again.
No, and. The guy, I ordered my burger, I ordered my quarter pounder, and the guy said, "Would you like fries or a salad with that?" And I just chuckled and said, "Sorry, what?" And the guy says, "Would you like fries or a salad with that?" And what was that second option? A salad. I went, "What do you mean a salad? It's McDonald's." He says, "Yeah, we do salads." And I went, Ray Kroc did not die so that you could start selling salads.
Did you know who Ray Kroc was?
Not just glazed over look. I had no idea. I went, "Fries, please." And yeah.
You're a stubborn bastard.
Would you have me any other way?
He was just a guy just trying to do his job, trying to provide excellent customer service, giving you the option of fries or a salad.
A salad?
He's just trying to give you the option.
Why don't you just give me a side of croutons?
I wish that he did.
Yeah, I have nothing. I got nothing, Kase.
And on that was your moment of Cage.
Hey, my snakeskin jacket! Thanks, baby! Did I ever tell you that this here jacket represents a symbol of my individuality and my belief in personal freedom?